Where's everybody, Greg?
I'm letting them in. I'm not the optimal.
Okay.
Had to figure out my navigation here.
I tried to do one last night for our board meeting and I got so frustrated, I just called them on the phone. Oh.
Can everybody hear me?
We can.
Excellent.
I know Dan was just leaving the same meeting I was, virtually leaving it.
Yeah, I was there too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There he is. Robin, are you hosting?
I am hosting.
Oh, you're hosting?
You need to be a host. Let me see here. Should be good.
All right. It's 9:02 from my calculation. And welcome to the Kiwanis Regional Trail Authority's January 12th meeting. Thank you all for being here. Each of you should have received the agenda and notice of meeting. It appears we do have a quorum. That's correct. Or we want to do roll call, Robin?
Chair Steele.
Here.
Member Elliott.
Here.
Member Kane.
Here.
Member Swallow.
Here.
Member Hawkins.
Here.
All members present.
Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it. In front of you, you have the agenda, and I just wanted to see if there needs to be any additions to that agenda. If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Or
Kane.
Forward by Elliott. That's what I heard. Any further discussion? All those in favor, oh, a roll call, Robin, I forget. We're in a more structured role here.
Member Elliott.
yes.
Member Kane.
Yes.
Member Swallow.
Yes.
Member Hawkins.
Yes.
Chair Steele.
Yes.
Agenda approved by unanimous vote.
Also in your packets, you had the minutes from our November 10th meeting and our December 8th meeting. Great work, Robin, on all of those detailed minutes. I really appreciate it. Is there any discussion or corrections, deletions, additions?
Move to approve as presented.
There's been a motion by Mr. Swallow. And the second was
Hawkins.
Hawkins. All right, there's been a motion and support. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Oh, roll call. I'm going to keep doing that because I have a lot of boards.
Takes about 6 months, Dustin. You'll get it.
Member Kane.
Yes.
Member Swallow.
Yes.
Member Hawkins.
Yes.
Chair Steele.
Yes.
Member Elliott.
Yes.
Minutes approved by unanimous vote.
All right, thank you again. Also, that was provided in your packets, and I just need to find it on my screen so I can share it. Was it the future meeting dates of the, there it is. Let me see if I can get shared here real quick. And this is a public notice that they would like to put out that really posts all of our meetings going forward for this year. As you know that we're giving you guys the agenda and the minutes a day beforehand to try to limit the exposure to the Zoom bombing or whatever they call it. And so it's short notice, but it's really, if we put this on the board, I think it'll help us all just put it on our calendars. So any discussion on that? Any further on that?
Mr. Chair, this is
Yes.
Dan. I know Robin and the city of Adrian has taken on responsibility for, agendas and minutes at this point in time, but if there needs to be some duty sharing, we can have an offline meeting about future meetings who may take on some of those responsibilities. But I guess, first of all, just thank you to Robin, thank you to Greg for support of the authority to date, and let me know if we need to share some of those responsibilities.
Yeah, thank you, Dan and Robin. Thank you, and Greg. Been leaning on you a little bit, and it's because things move so quickly, and then we get close to the meeting, and you guys have stepped up all those times. But if we were in normal structure, we'd be going to each municipality and sharing those responsibilities. So Thanks for this upfront work. And Dan, I'll get with you later. Maybe we can have the next meeting hosted from your point. All right.
Yeah, Dusty, I have one question.
Sure.
In regards to this public notice, is this trail authority in our meeting subject to OMA?
The open meetings, absolutely, yes.
Okay, would it be necessary then to put our Zoom number ID on this public notice as the place specification as to where people can go, or no?
Robin, can you help me with that?
Normally we just indicate, and it doesn't say this on the notice, but we indicate that it'll be posted within 18 hours of the meeting on the website. We need to get a page up for the authority, in fact, but
That might be a good thing to put on this particular notice then.
Just so you know, too,
that
Tom,
meeting will be
we
posted.
did address some of that in our bylaws. We did list the city of Adrian as our official address. Oops.
I'm just curious in regards to this public notice is all. If there needs to be any kind of indication on that.
yeah, I think that point is well taken. And then also, it's not necessarily so that all of these meetings for 2021 are going to be virtually via Zoom. And so we need,
Let's hope not.
Yeah, exactly.
we need to think about that in the alternative. We can come up with some better language for the posting.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure what to put on there. It's just a generic one we always do every year. So I was kind of looking to you guys to kind of fill the rest in for me.
I like Greg's idea that the meetings will be posted within 8 hours as to location, either Zoom or the actual address.
Yeah, 18 hours, but yes.
18. What didn't I say 18? I don't know. Okay. Thanks.
And yes, I've been waiting right until we're before about 24 hours prior before we've been releasing everything.
Yeah.
And of course, I try to talk to everybody what's going on and going back and forth until then. But do we act upon this today and with the expectation of an improved document, or do we want to move this?
I think if you just approve the dates, we can take care of the posting.
Okay.
I would move to approve the scheduled dates for the Regional Trail Authority and subject to final editing of the public notice.
I'll support that.
Just one question. Does this need to be posted anywhere other than the city of Adrian?
Well, I think, as Dan pointed out, if that's the official address, then I think that's probably the place.
Okay. So each one of us do not have to post?
It's not to say you can't go ahead and post it if you
Yeah.
think it's something you want to do, but.
Okay, but it's not required.
I think we had a little sound interruption. Greg, you said it's not required?
I think as long as we post it where our official address is, that's sufficient.
Okay.
All right, there's been a motion and support for these dates and with the caveat that Dan mentioned. Is there any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Can you tell me who seconded that?
I did.
Well,
Oh, a couple of us did.
Dan gave the first motion. Who gave the second motion?
It was a tie between Jim and so Kane, Leslie Kane.
Okay, Member Swallow,
Yes.
Member Hawkins,
Yes.
Chair Steele,
Yes.
Member Elliott,
Yes.
Member Kane.
yes.
Public notice approved. The dates are approved for the public notice, but it's subject for final editing of the public notice by
Thank you, Rob.
unanimous vote.
Appreciate it. All right, now we're in public comment. We'll move to public comment. I don't know if there's anybody that wants this from the public at this point. Someday we're going to have a huge crowd, I can tell you.
Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
All right, well, if there's no public comment, let's move back into new business. All right, so the first on the agenda was the appointment of our alternative representative. In our articles of incorporation. It speaks to each of us that are members, and I didn't even put Kiwanis Club on there, which I need to add that to the agenda now. Each of the members will choose an alternate, sit in their spot because they could not make a meeting. And so I guess as far as this goes, we'll start with Adrian Township. Jim, do you have somebody that you're ready to appoint?
Steve May.
Steve May. Should we vote individually, do you think? Or do it as a package?
I'd say package.
Package it, okay. All right, Greg, about the city of Adrian.
Matt Tomaszewski.
Matt Tomaszewski. Always hard to spell that name. All right, Raisin Township.
Dale Witt.
All right, Dale's with us. All right, city of Tecumseh.
Sarah Gilmore.
Sarah Gilmore. All right. And then there's the Kiwanis Club. I have Travis Havens, who's our incoming or our president-elect right now. Travis Havens, Havens. All right. Are there any discussion about our 5 candidates? If none, I'll entertain a motion to accept all 5 alternates.
So moved, Kane.
Support from Elliott. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Member Elliott,
Yes.
Member Kane,
Yes.
Member Swallow,
Yes.
Member Hawkins,
Yes.
Chair Steele.
Yes.
The 5 alternates were approved by unanimous vote.
Excellent. Thank you again. All right. Let me see if I've got this right. Are you guys seeing the agreement with the Illinois Community Foundation in front of you?
Mhm.
All right, so when we started to have a discussion with Marty and Kim Murphy up at the county, we said, who do we write the checks to? Should we get a donation for our Tecumseh connection? And it really got into a issue where if a foundation or endowment had a caveat in there is that they could only give to 501c3s, then it was going to make it difficult for the county to accept checks. And so it wasn't long before we figured out and talked to Joe Williams that they could establish a community foundation account for us, a project fund account. They're doing it right now with the project that's at Hidden Lake Gardens, and they've been accepting in donations and the like. They are a 501c3, and if you guys, I did not forward this document around, so I'm going to have to let you guys at least look it over and review it. But it really talks about the established community. I'll make it summarize. They know, and normally when you give a gift to the foundation, it's somewhat irrevocable and it goes into their big investment pool and they try to get a total return out of it and the like, and it's some endowment that's for donor designation or just, unrestricted. In this case, it's going to be quite a bit different. It'll be put in short-term investments or cash, which is paying really nothing because we have a very short time horizon. As we accept those gifts into the project account, it won't be long before we're writing checks to all of our project managers and all of our construction companies, whatever the case may be, to pay for the connection to Tecumseh. So I'll give an update on that, but this is really just, and I talked to Joe about this, you'll see some of this irrevocable gift talk in here because it's one of their sample agreements. I was assured by Mr. Williams if we didn't get to a successful finish on this fundraising, which I really don't like talking about that, but I always want to have a caveat that they would, in fact, in this case, return those investments should that be the case. If you look at inside this document closely, they wanted to have a purpose for it so that in the future, if we're out fundraising for our overall activities as a trail authority, let me go back to purpose, is for the Kiwanis Regional Trail Authority Trail Improvement Project. So this is, of course, one, but it's an account I think we could utilize in the future for any of our endeavors where we're raising funds from the public. So I'll open it up for discussion.
Dusty, does this present a problem or an issue when we start receiving grants? that the grants would be written to the Lenawee Community Foundation and not the KRTA?
So, Jim, this is Dan. I think I view it as in either or. Certainly, like the Michigan Natural Resources Trust Fund, recreational authorities are eligible entities to apply for that grant. We could apply directly. However, I'll give you two examples that I'm working on right now. I'm applying to the Midwest Energy and Communications Foundation, as well as the Old National Bank Foundation. And those will only give to 501c3s, of which the Trail Authority is not one. We have a different designation under the IRS code. So we kind of need this for some of our fundraising efforts, but.
Well, I understand that, Dan, but my question is, will there be an issue? The person writing the check say, wait a minute, we approved this money to go to the Kiwanis Regional Trail Authority, and we're sending the check to some different entity. That's my concern. And I understand why you have to have the community foundation involved, but
I would say that in this particular instance, Jim, the Tecumseh connection, I think it has a finite, it's all going to be done next year if successful. If we were going for, I don't think we're going for any further grants to that extent with this.
So this is a short-term agreement with the community foundation?
At least as far as this project, that's what they suggested. Now, I would say that, like Dan's saying, if we get into a future project and we have this problem with an endowment that can only give to 501c3s, we probably want to keep this partnership alive.
Okay.
Jim, it may take a little bit of explaining to some of the people we're asking for funding, as to why it's going to the community foundation. But I mean, this is obviously a widely known entity, well-respected, known to do this in the past. So I think most of the people we're asking for funding understand why we're doing this.
And is it a possibility that our group becomes a 501c3, this authority?
I don't think that's legally something we can do.
Okay.
Hey, Jim, this is Tom Hawkins. If I could speak into this from the point of view of our food pantry next door, we're listed with Lenawee County Community Foundation as well, but our people know that when they're giving it, they're still giving it to us. But it's just going through the foundation, so they know it's coming to us.
Right, but I'm saying if we get a regional or federal grant, these people won't know us from Adam, and that's I think we can work this out. I was just a little concerned about that. That's fine.
All right, so instead of a voting on this, I don't think it's a vote thing. I want to pass this around to each of you. I'll be sending a copy to you if you want to share it with your trustees or your commissioners or whatever. If you think that's proper course of action, it'll need each of your signatures. I had it to where all signatures will of the municipal charter members, so not me, you guys, the four of you, would be signing at the bottom of this. Any major checks that come out, you'll see in here the big ones that are over, I think it's over 5,000 or 10. I'm not sure where the cutoff is. We'll need 2 signatures from each of you to have it released when they're larger expenditures. But for the most part, it would be 1 signature that would be needed to direct them to write checks to whoever we say we should. So is that a good proper course action to send it around, or do we need to vote on this document? I really haven't given you guys a chance to review it in detail.
Personally, I'm good with it and could vote on it now, but that's just me.
Anybody have a problem with that? With that course action? Greg, you're muted.
Good. One quick question, Dusty. Does this need to be executed before they can accept any checks?
I would guess yes.
So that being said, do we have any, I know I've been just on the fundraising side, I've been telling people we want pledge forms for now, so they don't have to physically write a check, but I don't know, and some of the folks that you've been talking to on the fundraising side, if they're ready to write a check, should we, and again, subject to people being comfortable with this, but should we formally adopt this today? Just a question.
Yeah, I have a $25,000 check in my possession now that or it should be in my possession by today. And I did go ahead and be presumptive and had them write us to the community foundation before today. But I was so excited, you know, I had to do something.
Well, I'll go ahead. I'll make the motion that we adopt this resolution for the Lenawee Community Foundation.
There's been a motion. Is there support?
Support from Dan.
Support from Dan. So, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Member Kane,
Yes.
Member Swallow,
Yes.
Member Hawkins,
Yes.
Chair Steele,
Yes.
Member Elliott.
Yes.
The motion to create a project account with the Lenawee Community Foundation has been approved by unanimous vote.
All right. Thank you again. Make sure I can find the agenda again where it's moving around on me. Sorry, excuse me for just a moment. I find this. There we
Oh,
go.
Dusty,
Yes.
I guess I do have one question, being after the fact. Have we decided on, or has Joe decided on what that rate's going to be that they're going to charge us?
It said in the document that they were going to, or in the email that it was, I presumed it was being waived for us because it's different. It's short-term investment type situation. So, and he worded it differently, but I'll send that clarity to you.
That's fine.
Because they're not going to their long-term investment strategy, and the administrative side is worth something. But one of the things that came up in the discussion is, you know, Kiwanis, Joe has been our treasurer in Kiwanis for 30 plus years. And if we had ran it through the Kiwanis Foundation, it was going to be Joe doing it for the Kiwanis Foundation or doing it through the Lenawee Community Foundation. So I don't, let me get a clarity on that, but I know they're normally at 2.5%. There's no way they were doing that. And you talked about it being monthly, but I think if you see it, let me go back to the agreement. I've got it. Or maybe it was in an email. I'm pretty sure they said they waived it. Yeah, it's not inside this contract. So I'm pretty sure he waived it, but I'll verify and send an email to everybody on that.
Thank you.
All right. All right, now we're moving forward, and I'll send that document, by the way, for everybody for signature. And Jimmy, you got time on your hands if you want to run it around for me again.
No problem.
All right.
The only issue I have is trying to get through the fortress over at Tecumseh City Hall, trying to get in that place. Man, you need an army to get in there.
Well, I'll just keep my cell phone handy. We'll run it out.
Then when you leave your phone there and have to go back and get it.
All right. Finally, another update on Tecumseh Connection. So as of to date, we have raised $212,000 for the Tecumseh Connection. We have the names of the Hickman Foundation has made commitments. The Kaepernicks and Kaepernick Cares has made commitments. Creek Enterprise stepped up with a big $25,000 contribution, which is our new, well, it's been in Tecumseh Township, I guess. They're now down at our old Y, refurbishing the old YMCA. And Jason was very, very gracious there. As you know, the Kiwanis Club had given 50, the Tecumseh Club gave 25. And the Community Foundation's at 25, but the discussion that was happening with Joe was if we continue to succeed like this, that they'd probably expand their contribution to us. And that was directly from him yesterday. So today I want to show you I'm really on my laptop. By the way, I am quarantined at home with Lisa. We were exposed to somebody over the weekend. We had dinner with them and everything, and they tested positive yesterday. So excuse me if I'm having more trouble than normal because I'm not on my normal computer. But I have a pledge card. There it is. Is it showing?
Yeah.
Awesome. So this was just finished up yesterday. Marcy, she did a great job, and Paula over at the foundation. And so this is a pledge card I'll get out to every one of you. They also have a brochure with it that I couldn't find this morning, but you guys saw it the last time around, and I'll get one to you, Tom, if you had not seen it. But it talks about pathfinders, explorers, bikers, joggers, the trailblazers, and all the way down to a walker at $50. It's either can be a corporate foundation or a personal donation, as you can see. And please invoice me in April 2021. This is for us to go out and get as many pledges as we possibly can. And so I want to arm each of you with this. Has everybody here seen the video from Artonic?
Yes, it's excellent.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Don Taylor has done his voiceover yet. Dan, is there any update on that?
He's not yet, but I did speak with him. We're trying to work on dates to set that up, and we're going to also work with Matt Harper at Artonic about adding some more pictures and things to the video of people. So that should be finalized here in a couple weeks.
Awesome.
But,
I'll send again a link and a follow-up email to everyone, just providing that link, this pledge card and that brochure. If you can get out to the public, it's a mad dash. So this is where we stand. We need to raise $550,000 to get this project to happen. For the DNR grant will come in at $300,000. We've got 2 patronicity deals that we're working on to release here in March, maybe. We're supposed to have a meeting. I think our check date, Dan, if I'm not correct, is this Friday, the 15th. And I got to admit, people, all right, this 15th, where we're going to give them an update as to where we stand on our donations and the like. I'm very encouraged by the names that are supporting at this point in time. I think that will give Marty confidence. Marty has been concerned about not succeeding on this in the past and did not want to fail. So he had always said, should I withdraw that application for that DNR grant? But I think we're moving in the right direction. And I guess I'm just urging everyone to go out and get a number of donations over the next week or 2 or 3, if you can, from your various constituents and people you know, even if it's a small amount. Illustrating that we have broad-based support here in the community is something we need to have them feel comfortable so we can release. And again, Dan, correct me, we want to release all the bid process out in January, if not February. So we're giving them an update to get in front of the summer workflow. Dan,
yeah, I think the key hurdle right now certainly is as long as Lenawee County is comfortable with accepting that grant, because they didn't want to one of the processes, if they apply for a future grant and you turn one back, that isn't necessarily a great thing. So obviously they want to be comfortable that we were going to be able to meet our matching and funding goals. So that is the key. Obviously, the sooner we can develop some of the construction documents and get that out there, more cost effective will be in completing this as well.
Thank you, Dan. That's exactly right. And so again, I'm very comfortable, but it's really a rush type situation. And so we finally developed some of these documents to get in everybody's hands. So pass these out, make prints, copies, and the like. We need to continue forward on this. I think it's going to be successful. I have no doubt, but it's time to start telling this story over and over to everyone, showing them the video and getting everybody excited, because here we go. Any questions on that? All right, you'll get that soon. All right, and then of course I talked about that. Now in old business, we were going to go all out on the trail together. We had 8 of us confirmed. We're going to need 2 vehicles, and then it snowed all over everything. It still hasn't snowed since. So, Greg, I'm afraid that if Matt schedules one, we're going to get a big snowfall. But in any event, I think it's time for us to try to, if you have Matt circle back around and see if we can schedule another time.
Yeah, he is, I think, here today.
Oh, there you
Try to do that.
Yeah, would you guys like me to resend a doodle poll, or do you guys want to set something up now?
Well, do doodle polls, or do you? Yeah, I think doodle poll work because I can't touch my calendar.
Well, yeah, there might be a couple other folks that was on the original invite list that aren't with us right now. So I think doodle poll is probably the best.
Then I will send something out here shortly.
All right, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. All right, before there's final public comment, but is there any other business that come before this authority? I know one thing I just wanted to bring up, and I know, Bob, are you still with us? I think you are. We want to start talking about branding.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, we want to start talking about branding. I didn't have it on this agenda, but I really want to start bringing that back into focus. I really am focused on this Tecumseh connection, but I don't want to lose sight that we need to build a logo. We need to start branding things, and we need to start talking about a website. And just want to know what everybody's thoughts are on that.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. And do you have somebody in mind to do that kind of work?
Well, right now, Bob is in the room, Mr. Ford, and he does that kind of work for us. He's been our consultant for a couple of years now, maybe 3, and really brought us to this, helped us bring us to this point. And he does have those types of skills to provide to us. And so we have a contract with him at the moment where we're doing it as, I forget what the statement is, Bob, maybe you can explain. Bob, you still there?
He's muted right now.
Oh, he's muted.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back.
So if you could comment maybe on those services and what that time frame would look like and what you'd need to get everything started.
Sure. The time frame is somewhat flexible, but these things normally take, 3, 4, 5 months, depending on the content and the complexity of the website. The branding, that usually takes a consensus building and trying to get a image or graphic that people can agree to. That sometimes goes pretty quick, and other times it just lags because of indecision and or preference. So we'll just have to kind of play that by ear, but
Oops. You're going in and out on us a little bit, Bob. You have a connection issue.
So this is Dan real quick. One of the things as we develop our campaign and we've talked to some of our donors about
emotion.
Yeah, Bob, you were going in and out so we missed.
Sorry about that. I'm on the road right now. I apologize if I'm breaking up. Am I breaking up?
We missed a large part of that. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just saying 4 to 5 months it would take to put those things into motion, depending on the content that's available.
All right. Dan, you were mentioning something, please.
Oh, just as we, one of the things we've talked to some of our donors about is, naming sections of the trail, have some signage. So as we get further into that, it certainly would be helpful to have some of the branding and some of those design templates so we can start incorporating some of that.
I can put together a description and a cost for you to get those things in motion if you want me to do that.
All right. That'll be awesome.
All right.
Hey, Bob, this is Tom Hawkins. I just used as an excuse this work to go out and buy my own drone. So anyhow, if you want some pictures, some content, I'm going to be going along the trail, taking some pictures of things. Just let me know and I can get that to you.
The short answer to that is absolutely yes.
Okay.
That's fantastic. Appreciate that so much. There's so much we can do with that.
Yeah.
I do think that we need to develop a shot list and begin to understand, what we're trying to convey. So that happens kind of in the early part of the design process.
Okay. Good.
Now Tom has a drone and we had to go to our tonic. Damn. We'd only known.
Right?
No, I just got it. And I used this to justify it with the wife to let me get this thing. And it is a lot of fun. And I'm going to go to the trail and get, people running and even myself. It's really kind of a unique drone that can take video of me while I'm running on the trail. Anyhow, it's going to be fun, but use it however you want.
Yeah, we did want to get some, before the leaf off, we have more of a fall shot. So obviously
Yeah.
that's why we had the video early on, but certainly, this is not the end of our marketing efforts, and the drone footage will help.
It will.
I will say that winter shots are very good to have
Okay.
in the inventory because it exposes so many things that are alongside the trail that you will not see when you have leaf cover. So it's more of a data gathering thing and more of a type of working tool. The color shots and all like that are good for PR, but this would be great for doing some reconnaissance.
Okay, good. I'll do it.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
And Matt, you can coordinate with that too. So we get all kinds of data. That's what we're out to do here with our tour, and even with that type of work, it's gathering data, and that's what stage we're at. Awesome. Any other discussions regarding for this body today? Any other topics? Any public comment? All right, well, I'm very excited. This group, this is fantastic. We're on our way. As you can see, there's a lot of big activity. Tecumseh connection, Tecumseh connection, Tecumseh connection. This is a big, big deal. And it's going to be very, very exciting. So I will get a follow-up email to each of you, giving you the pledge cards and the brochure and another link to that video just to have it on hand. And, let's raise some money.
All righty.
All right, we're adjourned. Have a great day, you guys.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Thank you.